Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, happy 4th of July to all of you, even if it's the 5th, and Independence Day, your mileage may vary, to my American friends and viewers. It's showtime. Hi, guys. Playing an alt. This is Yersinia pestis, not pistis. You don't know what Yersinia pestis is? Jesus, God, I'm not drunk yet. I swear, I just poured myself my first one. And I'm not using a splash of cream. I'm using a spoonful of Haagen-Dazs vanilla bean in my beverages tonight. Also, little known fact, Haagen-Dazs is Danish for we just made up a couple of words that sound Scandinavian. Only it's not Danish. The rest of it was accurate. Okay, we're going to continue on House of Ilm. So, in fact, we have an actual, real, honest-to-goodness vanilla float instead of just a fake one. Alcoholic, granted. Base gone, vehicle missing, check the activity log. We'll bring your stuff back, but it might tell you who or what took it. Yeah, probably a bug. Well, this is my new character. There are many like her, but this one is mine. Oh, that's a nice big freaking blow. Pardon the phrasing on that. Oh, and day is about to arise. I need some silicon. That's going to be... Come on, open the damn door. It's going to be tough to get with the sun rising. So, this is the house. Mind you, I built it... I dropped, instead of dropping the advanced, I dropped a regular sub-thief thing. And so, the initial building here is small, but I have a lot of space for expansion. Right, it's currently in my pockets. My vehicle. But I'm going to need more materials sooner or later, so let's get to... Whee! So, what was it I needed to make? That's the wrong thing I'm looking at. But I could definitely use more blood, as we're low on water right now. A little bit. Okay, possibly more than a little bit. I'm in my still suit. Let's get ourselves some more blood. As a first thing we'll do. Today. Out of the sun. Let the sun exposure be reduced. Ooh, that stung a little bit. He thinks he can get away from me. Wrong choice. Juicy ones. Oh, suck a little dew. Because we're low on water. We'll get that processing. And try and see if we can figure out how to... What was it I was going to make? I needed like 4 or 5 silicone for it. So I'm not sure why they're giving us silicone blocks instead of silicon, because sand is silicon dioxide. Silicone's what they use for boobs implants. The ice cream's not doing as good a job of melting as I would like. I have to do something about that. Deposit blood. Got that. Put away the other stuffs. There we go, the gun parts. What was it I needed the silicone for? Silicon. Is it the Dew Reaper? Yes, 4. So I think that's 20 of the sand. The flour sand, which is the white floofy stuff right over there. Vehicle, please. Thank you. I'm a very, very talented, even gifted driver. Might not find that credible, but would I lie to you? He would. Sadly, he would. Wait until we can... Jeez. Another blow? Spice blow? It sounded close, too. Can I drink yet? Can I drink yet? I would like to refresh. There we go. All right. We'll sit on this until the bad sun exposure goes down. Evidently, our vehicles have built-in AC, which is nice. So, I will drop this here. Get on my vehicle to break the overheating, and in case Shai Hulud decides to poke his ugly face in. Spoiler, sooner or later he will. We'll get what we need and bail. Because he's not so Shai Hulud after all. It's like a joke without the humor. Enjoy. So I will need more granite sooner or later. Sooner or later to enlarge the house. And good evening to whomever has joined me. just yet. Come on, give to me. Thank you. Okay. Should now be able to make, where are they? There we are. Like 5 or 6. Max 4. Okay, or 4. Definitely going to need to make an adjustment in my consumption with the ice cream versus a splash of cream. Are they 15 seconds each? Yeah, 15 seconds each. A whole minute of my life being wasted. Got some iron ingots. That's a good start. There's the granite deposited. Really have a whole lot of excess water right now. There we go. Okay. So our first step in correcting our relative shortage in water is with a dew reaper. What is it? It do reap. Sorry. It gets water from plants, most especially close to dawn. A significant amount of water in most cases. We do not need to be carrying all of our money around with us lest we might die. $3,200. That can go over here. Right. What else should we be looking at making? Well, that's a good question. The Karpov 38 would be good. I'll need 3 more silicon blocks and 4 more gun parts. As the current one has 7.6 versus 11.4 damage per shot, so that's like a 50% increase in damage. So that's our next target. We'll need 3 more silicon blocks, but we also need the mechanical parts. Where, oh where, has my little dog gone? Second trial of Akko. I don't remember where that is off the top of my teeny tiny head. Is it down there? That's the missing spy. I think it's down here. So we're going to attempt to take care of the missing spy and hope that the second trial of Akko is down there, because I think it is. Do we have any water in our... Yeah, we do have water in our leader johns. Okay, that's good. Oh, they've respawned. Missed me. there's any drum sand or anything similar along this path. I am correct in this case. There is, however, a Kirab cave. Oh. Come on. We will grab the granite. Again, assuming we're going to be expanding our house, which is the plan. Where is he? Where is it? Must be up above.
I see someone. Shields on.
Shields, huh?
Where's backup?
Bad choice. Is there somebody else here? There was. Past tense. Oh, not much way in the way of goodie piles, so we'll settle for taking their blood. Messy, but you know, it's got to be done. Wrong way. Right at this. Oh, more baddies over there? I think so. I hope they won't mind being murdered. I mean, they're probably going to mind. Yes, you do have incoming. Take their stuff. Take their blood. And more of their stuff. A little bit low on copper too, so we'll grab that while we can. Iron? Sure, why not? We got space. Fat buddy! Good evening, my friend. Hola and hola. We've got another batch of people who are probably not friendly to me. Let me take a quick... We can try our... Oop. Possible I shouldn't have done that, but, you know. I put it in the wrong place. Alright, it's fine. We'll gather some more water. Look, we're just harvesting water. All peaceful like. We mean you no harm whatsoever. Obviously. I mean, come on. Except for the gun. And the need of the head. He's got the shield. Don't like that. We are full on blood. Not sure that's something we necessarily want to boast about to the neighbors. I did, in fact, get double whammied by you, Fat Buddy. And glad am I to have it. Let's go ahead and do a little emergency normal hydration, and then we'll come over here and we'll drink some. There we go. We should be feeling much, much better. Now remove that. Yeah, and there is the second trial of Akal. Yay! I was correct. All right. Thought it was down here. There's a spy's nest up here. And we are above it. Of course we are. How'd we manage to do that? I have no idea. Talent? It's a gift I have? There we are. His body.
Day 5 surveillance report. Harkonnen hard target 42M. The facility maintains round-the-clock house shielding. The shield has dropped briefly on 2 occasions since the last report. In both cases, it was to facilitate the landing of Courierthopters. I understand that locating Captain Scorner is now my #1 priority, but so far, I've seen no one matching his description. I'm maintaining careful surveillance. Update. I must express my concerns about the tenability of this position. A few hours ago, I observed a hawk with binoculars, having a good hard look in this direction. Don't know if I made or not, but my relief is now overdue. We'll keep watch as long as possible. Atreides.
Atreides! You know, or possibly not. Maybe not Atreides. Maybe the other guys. Who am I to say? Alright, the second trial of Akal awaits here. Now, guns up. Out. All right. Seriously, who does a thing like that? Who puts bombs in their house? I've been living here for 30 years and I have put 0 bombs in my house. It just seems a little, I don't know, unfriendly. Whee! I want a suspensor belt in real life. I'll take one like this, but I'd like the real ones you get later. The second trial of Akal. All right, once again, kids, drugs are bad, okay? Just say no. Unless the drug is alcohol, of course, in which case we've got ads for that. Made a female character for a change. Her name is Yersinia Pestis. Yersinia sounds like a really pretty name, right? Yeah, it's the Black Death. The scientific name for it is Yersinia Pestis. Ibn Kirtaiba.
Is a device of Shaitan. Our God gave us the gift of thought and the words of the Kitab al-Ibar. Knowledge without action is empty. Be
Put out the fires.
Our families burned in the fires of their ignorance. We learned the cost of inaction. Never to forgive. Never to forget.
Well, that one was not well targeted. That one was well targeted. There is basically invisible. Come on. You showed me a little green arrows. It should freaking work. That's all I'm saying. Alright. I've got a pew-pew gun. That's all it does is make sounds. Well, that's not all. It puts out fires, disperses poison, also is used to gather flour sand and spice sand. Set off traps.
Some were sent to work in mines.
Knock down walls of sand, evidently.
Our work made them more so. We learned the cost of action. Never to forgive. Never to forget.
The Trials of Akal is us going back through the history of the Fremen. What their journey was like before they got to Arrakis. Spoiler, kind of sucked. I believe there were 7 planets on their journey. All of them genuine gardening spots. Why are you not lighting up? I guess. Despite the fact that looks green, that's not poison. Okay. It does look poisonous. Whee!
The weight of a kindly God.
The weight of a kindly God is a fearful thing.
Did not God give us Shaitan to force action? And where does action lead?
Ila Kaifa.
Ibn
Ibn
Kirtaiba.
Kirtaiba.
Thought and action lead to creation. What is the purpose of thought?
Lisan al-Gaib.
To honor the creed. What is the purpose of thought?
Let me see. I will choose the answer that is correct, which happens to be the only answer I'm offered, to honor the Creator.
Honor the Creator. Remember Rosak. Be
Ila Kaifa. I will awaken from tripping balls. I assume the past tense of tripping balls is tripped balls, as in I tripped balls. Not tripped over my balls. That would be... There's no way that would be a good thing to have had happen. I mean, that's either elephantiasis or something much, much worse. Okay, I can now flower sand. Yeah, I already got some stuff. Okay, research the handheld resource scanner. Let's go ahead and resource that. Research that. We don't have to. It's already researched. I must have done that previously. Okay. Oh, the resource scanner. That one I did not do. No. Here? Yeah. There's the resource scanner, which turns out to be, it seems like it's really pointless when you first get it. But it turns out it's actually really, really useful, but not for what they initially show you to be useful for. Where it's really, really useful is scanning areas. It'll pick out, as sources of water, it'll pick out all of the mobs in the area. That's what's really useful. And I was in there, yep, the entire night. Damn it. I will not be doing any more harvesting of delicious water until sunset. Sad, really. I can't remember. Fat Body, were you going to be playing this? And have you been playing this? For some reason, I think you were going to be playing it. I'm not entirely sure because my brain is made of mashed potatoes. I mean, they're tasty. You know, a lot of butter in them, garlic mash. I mean, come on. Woo! All right, we have to deliver a report to one of the recruiters. I think on this character, I think I'll be harkening back to an earlier time. Or then you saw the PvP element and said no. Now that's settled down a bit, you might. I have had 0 PvP fights. I've gone to a couple of the wrecks. A couple of times I bailed because I heard gunfire, and while it might have been NPC versus NPC, because that will happen. You can run into, it's not uncommon to run into NPCs fighting other NPCs. But I didn't want to take the chance. It was another player, but I have, I don't know, 180 hours in the game now? It's got to be close to that. Let me see. $183 hours. So obviously I'm getting my money's worth. Right now I've hit, I don't want to say an end because that's not the case. I've still got stuff to do. The reason I'm playing an alt is I've hit a sort of a lull where I've got the armor and the weapons that are the best I can get at my current tier. And so my options for improvements are kind of limited right now. So I'm just sort of doing story stuff. It's kind of, I know intentionally the steps get longer, right? From basic gear to copper to iron to steel to aluminum to duraluminum to plastinium. The steps each get longer. But right now I've hit sort of a lull because it feels like a tiny bit of a dead space. So that's kind of why I'm doing this other stuff. And I find the game fun until I want to play more of it. I'm not sure I want to play that character right now, if that makes sense. Hi, Maxime.
Nice to see you again. Never a dull moment when you're about, eh?
The Atreides agent is dead, but I have his encrypted report.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Success is definitely my favorite drug.
He's touching himself.
No. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Wait, the report? Or do you have something else in mind, Maxim? I mean, you're not my type. But I'm flexible. Not that flexible.
Yes. Yes. My hands and mind are rapacious for ill-gotten intel. You are indeed resourceful, unlike the lots I have to deal with in this wretched place. Perhaps you can help me. Perhaps we can help each other.
I did what you asked. Am I in the organization now? No, I know I'm not.
Your presumption is sweet, but misplaced. But I suspect you'll choke the machine. Are you disposable? Certainly. But being deniable comes with certain freedoms. I trust you'll exploit them.
And what do you get out of
A
my
fair
success?
question. Your success becomes my success. I must get out
Will
of this
joining you
place.
paint a target
I
on my
must
back
again
from the other
give-
houses?
That's the beauty of being an
I'm in.
I
How do we
always have
proceed?
tasks
I'll
that-
accept the
Our
contract.
target resides near the... Do
am I
not
framing for
distract
what?
from your task.
Ah, Helios Gate. That's no easy task to get to Helios Gate. But I have reached level 21. Ding! I am now rank 1 amongst the Harkonnen. Which evidently from recordings of Frank Herbert, he actually pronounced Harkonnen. That's how I used to pronounce it. But I know... Ooh, yeah, I'm going in. I'm going in, guys. Cover me. Can I get a lock onto her, please?
I've got the back. Reloading.
I'm getting sick of this. Okay, it is definite.
I'm out. I've got it covered.
What the hell? Okay, that's not normal. I'm just going to go out on a limb and tell you that that's not really normal. No wonder I was missing their body. Wow, okay. That was unusual. As you might tell by the fact that evidently I was fighting Venom. I'm just going to grab a screenshot of this. I need them so hard they turned into Venom. I can get the stuff off of them, though. Can I take their blood? That would be nice. Probably not. No. Alright, well, that's what it is. I wonder what that would look like to other players. I wonder if they went into that cave right now, would they see the same thing I do? And by the way, that's the first time I have seen that kind of visual bug at all in the game. So I don't want anyone to think that that is par for the course. They've had some bugs lately, too many. But it's the first one I've seen like that. Honey, I'm home. All right, first thing I want to do, I'm going to drop that into my Discord where I'm playing with my friends. Okay, we've got that taken care of. Good. We can come back to here. Good. We're back in game. Good. I'm going to AFK for a sec and refill my cup and make myself another alcoholic root beer float. Just using splash. Because it's the 4th of July. I'm back. All right. It is early in the day. No, we're actually getting close to nighttime. So, things I need. Nothing there. For this, we need the silicon blocks. So we'll get silicone blocks. We have enough mechanical parts and gun parts now to make that. That'll be a nice improvement. The static compactor, I think we can make now. Because that will make picking up the amounts of stuff we need for the silicone blocks a lot easier. So that requires 6 EMFs, and that requires 7. We need more EMF generators. Oh, we'll make this one first. This is going to give us the silicone we need. Make the gun. Just make it a lot faster. The static compactor is what we were using in the second trial of Akal. Put out fires and disperse poison. But it's really a thing you really only need. Only really need anyway when you're immediately using it. That'll work for that, and that'll work for that. All right, everything? Yep, everything. All right, all right. We need the welding torch. Yes, we do. What happened? We put all our money away, didn't we? We did it again. Yep, we do that a lot. That's actually fine for now. Alright, that's there, that's there. And this can take place of that for now, because we're going compacting in just a minute. Just as soon as the sun goes down. Don't let the sun go down on me. Time to harvest these people again. Did I dump the blood off? No, and I'm loaded. Let's dump the blood off first. I'm loaded down with blood. Aha. Yeah, regarding the PvP element, a couple of my friends have gone into the deep desert to do some PvP stuff, but that's really the first time any of us has done any PvP, and you know, they've got, in some cases, some tier 6 gear, so. And now that they moved it so it's half PvE and half PvP, it's going to be easier to get the materials in the PvP area, but you can still get them in the PvE area. It's just going to take more time. There we go. All right, that will be processing away. Whee! So now we will start the process. Of building up a nice amount of water to tide us over.
Reveal yourself.
And where's your friend? You have a friend here this time or not? Sometimes they're alone. Occasionally, I don't think I've ever seen 3 here, but in a lot of the other ones you can find 3 people. Thank you for your donation. We appreciate it. Turn off. Always turn off your shields before you head into the open sands. Alright, so we're going to come over here to the closest outcropping. Again, we're going to drop this, and then we're going to start harvesting. Because when you need to get out of Dodge, you need to get out of Dodge. All right. That was fast. Big Daddy is not happy with me. 480 meters away. I mean, we got 135. Keep in mind, beforehand, we stood there for like a minute, and then we only grabbed 40. So. You know, man, what? That's a spice blow. And that's the closest I've ever been to a spice blow. Cool looking. Noise is, other than weird. There you can see the purple patch. That is the actual spice. Right there. question is, do we want to try and get some of the spice? But I don't think so. A lot of risk for not much real reward. As it takes 1,000 spice sand if you're using the beginners. Whoop! Whoa! Holy crap, this is not good. Got him. I'm a rather effective killer from time to time. Not sure where they came from. You don't normally see, like, 3 dudes just wandering around in the sand. Causing a ruckus. But their ruckus-causing days are over. That was like the worst cutter rate abuse of my life. Anything I can do with this? There surely is. Don't especially need the Dew Reaper, having just made one a little while ago. And we're almost at optimal dew reaping time. I doubt. It probably still has blood in it. Yeah, a lot. We're starting to get a decent amount of water sorted. Not a bunch. Wow. My mustache really liked the ice cream. Tastes like hair and vanilla. Oh. You can go back into place. Water. That was a quick 450 milliliters of water. About a pint. This is why every time night falls, you ideally, in this, early part of the game, you want to have a Dew Reaper. And do your reaping. as it's quick amounts of significant water. I mean, we're going to end up with, that's 2.5 liters. Yep. Which would be, to get 2.5 liters would be 12 liters of blood run through the basic refiner. Let's go ahead and we can now make 83 blocks. Well, we certainly don't need that many right now. So don't want to burn through all of our water. As I did, what, 25? Yeah, 25. And so that's 1.25 liters, 1,250 milliliters. So about half of what I just gathered went into those 25 silicone blocks. Let's see, make 20 more would be 500 milliliters, so 40 more iron ingots. All right, what are we looking at making? That's what we would like to make. We will have the iron ingots in a minute. I can't put the bloody ice cream on top because all it does is act as a mustache magnet. There we go. There we go. We can make the Karpov now, which will be like a 50% increase in the damage on our standard assault rifle. We have the static compactor. We need to make the resource scanner, for which we need EMF generators and iron. Iron's cooking, we need EMF generators. Our brand new Karpov. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a brand new Karpov. 11.4 damage per shot instead of 7.6, so that is a 3.8. Yeah, it's a 50% damage increase. All right. Our first additions up here, other than the console. This is our sort of long-term storage. I don't have enough copper. I don't have enough salvaged metal. Well, I know where I can get some salvaged metal. Hey, look, it's salvaged metal. Open the damn door, Hal. Old guy movie reference. So, in here, put that. We don't need that, generally speaking. We put that. Right. The static compactor isn't completely useless. Just it and the survey probe are not things I generally need. So things I'm putting aside. I know. I'm weird about my So-called organization. I know. What do we do now? Didn't I have? I swear I had. I used up all my gun parts? I must have used up all my gun parts. Alright. I used my gun parts. Anything else going in here? No. In there? Yes. That's where the gun parts go. Thing is, if I don't organize myself this way, I take forever going through stuff. We want 3,200. Reason for 3,200 is it allows me a trip to one of the villages, which is 2,500, and also then a trip to one of the other trade posts. Don't need. All right. Wait. I was putting that in there too. Whereas the rest of these we want to keep on us, right? All of it? Yeah, all of it. And there we are. All taken care of. So, we needed EMF generators. Well, there should be some just up the hill. That's me reloading my new Bang Bang. Quality Bang Bang. Where is it? Up there? Still? Up there. Yep. Missed me. Oh, jerk face one. That was one of the ones that self-rezzed. You're not the only one who can do that. They can do it too. Oh, I've already done this one, damn it. Alright. The chest hasn't respawned since the last time I did it. But there is one more of these little places on this hunk of rock. And I don't think I've done this one. Which of course means I'll get there and I will have done this one. I might have. No, I have not done this. And I think it has the part I needed. I think I needed 3 of those, and it had 4 of one of the other, which I think I have plenty. Oops. Wrong thing. Sorry about this. It's nothing personal. It's just your blood. So, yeah, nothing personal at all. You know, it's not as easy as self-delivering crafting goods, but you take what you can get. that's done. And that's done. All right. So I think we got enough bits and pieces now that we can make the handheld resource scanner. We did. Now this one seems really dumb when you first get it, but it's actually really good later in the game because you can scan and you'll get little pop-ups for lootable boxes, but also for sources of water, which in most areas means mobs. And knowing where they are is quite helpful in dispatching them in an appropriate, quick, and not necessarily unmessy fashion. I could use a couple more heal kits. I like to have a stack. Right. All right, research a standard sword. Fabricate a standard... No, the weapons of war is like my least favorite of the sort of side quest things you can do, because it requires you to use weapons and kill 15 targets on each, and that can go screw. Yeah. Well, I do have a fair amount of money. I have to bank 200 Solaris. My taxes, I think, are going to be 4,000, I think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to the ornithopter pilot. I'm going to get taken off to Harko Village. We'll put some money in the bank. At least 200 it has to be. And we'll bring enough money that we can pay off our taxes. Anything else need depositing? No, we just need... Oh, no, that's the one that I have to drop off in Helioscape. Right. So we want to make sure we've got enough money. I'm going to actually take all of my money, just in case there's a really good item for sale at a foolishly low price, shall we say. I'm a little bit low on water, so I'm going to suck some down. All right, we're going to Harko Village. Harko Village, here I come.
You look a little lost, friend.
I want you to fly me somewhere.
Music to my ears.
Harko Village.
The Harkonnens love their docking
2,500
fees,
Solaris.
All right.
While I'm flying, I'm going to AFK for a sec. I'll be right back. Window. Ta-da, I'm back. Ding 23. Oh my goodness. Just so powerful. Cargo Terminus South. New Court Way. Is this the Imperial? Yeah, this is the Imperial Enclave. Find out how much freaking money I owe them. $4,000, I think.
Welcome, fellow citizen. How is it that the
3,000.
Imperial Tax Administration can assist you
I have
today?
no idea. Honest to God, I have no idea. Wasn't even a flat 3,000. Hey, Canucket. I hope you're doing as well as can be expected under the circumstances.
Welcome. Would you like to deposit or withdraw? How much Solaris would you like to deposit?
I would like to deposit, I suppose, 2,497. All right, we will see if there's anything good for sale on the exchange. Spoiler. Price, let's see. Caleth Drinker. Yeah. 12,000? No. Long Blades. The cheapest thing is 8,500. That's a no. Sidearms? Can we get any of the sidearms cheaper? We have the Fallen. Legion Tattoo. No. No, those are more expensive than I want to spend. Come on. Ooh. Aaron's Vengeance. No. Artisan Karpov. Wow. I mean, not that I expected to be able to get Thufir's Best for 1,000 like I did on my main server. Because it's basically a best in slot weapon. Generally, they're at about 80,000 now on my main server. And even the pre-used spit darts are 10k. Can I get a cheap scatter gun? I mean, that'll do a lot of damage to the melon of a bad guy. How about unique schematics? I would have to buy a lot of the materials because their tier's way over my head. I doubt 14 aluminum ingots. Let's find out. 14 aluminum ingots. Yeah, that's 7,000. No. Because I don't know if you can buy them individually, but 14, that would be 5,600 right there. So, I mean, we're already looking at a pretty big chunk of change. So yeah, I don't think I can make that one work either. Sad to say. Pseudo Pulse. I don't even know how much damage it does. Spice infused iron dust. Yeah, I don't have that yet. House burst, drill shot again, aluminum. Yeah. Well, I gotta say I am disappointed, but not surprised. Does seem like everything is expensive on this server compared to mine, my primary server. I do like the name of the compact compactor, though. That's a solid name. Yeah, basically nothing else that I can get, so we got a couple of quests done anyway. I don't want to do weapons of war. Those just, they strike me as being really badly put together quests. Because you don't just have to make and use the weapon, you've got to kill a certain number of mobs with it. And that's just, to pardon the phrase, a buzzkill. Maintenance. I have to use the welding torch to repair. We have to research the repair station and the recycler. Alright. How about we go with that one? Chome furniture set. Did I buy any of this Chome stuff? I don't think I did. Those are all finished, right? So what do we have over here? Payback. Locate the cache of stolen goods outside Mirzba. Hands of Kadir. Casimir. That's to get to... Yeah, that's a long freaking trip. We'll go with that one. It's a long trip to get to the Helios Gate. Where is the House Harkonnen vendor? Water cellar. Base vendor. Scrap tender. Oh, okay. I'm only rank 1, so basically nothing will be unlocked. But there's no harm in, you know, window shopping.
No credentials? Then beat it. I don't have time to waste on you.
I have tier 1. What a... Okay, I'm not going to say bad words about it. Yes, I am. What an asshole.
You look a little lost, friend. You got somewhere you need to be. I can fly you there. Music to my ears. The basin.
Naga Basin,
place.
the Anvil.
I never. Let's move.
I believe those are the some of the Atreides building components. Tile set. They circle each other. The moons. The little one is Muad'Dib. Well, the mouse shadow in the smaller moon is Muad'Dib. The bigger one is Muad'Dib's older brother, Steve Deeb. So you have Muad'Dib, Steve Deeb. There are no available contracts. It is night. Oh, what was that? What was that? My suspensor belt is damaged and approaching non-functional. I better actually make myself one of those then, I suppose. I don't know if I have the materials for the Emperor's wings. Let's check. Although it'll probably kill me. The suspensor belt I currently have was just a looted item. But it's the basic one, which is good because it's fire and forget without the fire. Basically, if you fall, it automatically kicks in and you don't take any damage. Whereas the more active ones are more flexible, offer you more options than that. But there's no automatic, and so you have to pay attention lest you fall and die. This is little blue flash you saw just before I hit the ground was the automatic one. We have a little bit more blood to drop off. Good. We're going to need another cistern. More copper ingots. Fortunately, I have some copper. Which doesn't require water. Almost everything after, well, you start with the makeshift gear and then you go to copper. Everything from beyond copper tier requires water. And the last tier also requires spice. And the spice must flow. You know, because that's kind of their deal. Refineries, no. Fabs, no. Utilities. The recycler, what do we need? Need more copper ingots. Use a welding torch to repair. I can do that. Hold on. We got that. Welding torch in the 7th spot. Put it on repair. We'll repair our treads. And the engine. And the power supply. Put that back in the 7th spot. What else? Oh, we had some stuff we could put away. Granite and iron. Let's put the bike away. Research the repair station. Yep. Repair. Should be in here somewhere, right? Repair station. Construct or interact with the repair station. Well, the repair and salvage can go up here, I think. That's the recycler. That requires more iron. This requires copper. I'm going to make another cistern. We're going to need more copper. Well, we'll put this over here. It's not something we're going to use all that much, but we do have a couple objects I think we can use it on. Yeah, the old Karpov at least we can use it on. We're not going to use this. Well, we're probably not going to use that. We're definitely not going to use that, so we can salvage that, and we can salvage that because we have the one we made ourselves that's better. So, items to be salvaged. The Bad Dew Reaper, the inventory, and the Karpov 38. We're also wearing some looted Kirab scout armor. That's the Bad Dew Reaper. We don't have power for this. We do not have enough power. What we do need to do then is I was in the way. That'll do for a brief moment. There we go. We've got power again. Our shields are back up. Everything's fine again. It's all fine. It's fine. All right. The crappy looted Dew Reaper. The old Karpov and the sandbike. Pick it up. There we go. That everything. It is. Okay, which means we now want to try and balance out the generators. I'm curious if that does it by itself. So we come over here. Circuit overload is imminent in 13 hours. That's because we just put a little bit into that third generator. So if we refuel the generators, will it rebalance them? No, it does not balance them. Okay. It will take stuff out of storage. I believe we have... Why is that one not on? hell is... It has no fuel? Seriously? What the hell happened? All right, this one's got them all. How the hell did that happen? All right, we've got 226. We know we need about 75 in each thing. All right, this one's got 76, right? Right. This one's got... 83. That's 1 hour each for each of them. 83 and 76. Sure, we need more. Why is that thing still not showing up? Is everything on again now? Three days and 8 hours. We don't need 3 right now. I don't understand why we lost power when we did. Because we only need 2. So I guess what happened is somehow this one ran out of fuel and the other one had all of it. Which I don't get, but... In the words of David Lopan in Big Trouble in Little China, you were not put on this earth to get it, Mr. Burton. 118. Did I just screw up again? No, 121. Okay, that's fine. This one can go off in a short period of time. In fact, we'll turn it off manually. We have 80 out of 150, so we have more power than we need right now. I've got 11 more copper. Make 3 more ingots? Yeah, not worth it. I need to get more copper. Well, there's not enormous amounts of copper in this area. We definitely... We want to drop the last of the water in our leader, John. Forget it. We're running short on time. We need to harvest. Right now it's prime harvesting time. We're harvesting water with the Dew Reaper. That's right there, 600 mils, 800 mils almost. $1,500 mils. We filled up our liter and a half, John. You can see why I said earlier that, you don't want to miss the opportunities, because this is water for very quickly in very little time. 2.5 liters. And if you're attentive to it, even if you're out in the field, you want to basically take a few solid drinks of water with you when you're out in the field. Enough so you're not going to, run out of water and die gasping in a horrible death. Because that ain't cool. I need more copper ingots. All right. So we are now looking for copper. Of which there is some around here. And I may have to drive around a bit to find it. And it is impossible for me, having earwormed my brain, to not get onto this vehicle and start thinking, get your motor running, head out on the highway. For those of you who aren't ancient or don't know the ancient musics, that would be Born to be Wild by Steppenwolf. And if you'd like to know what the hell I'm talking about, just look up Born to be Wild by Steppenwolf on the old Google box. But literally, every time I sit down on this thing, I start thinking, get your motor running, head out on the highway. But then I'm ancient. Primordial. Okay, I don't mind getting iron and or more granite. We want to enlarge the house, maybe spiffy it up a little bit. But what I'm really looking for right now is copper. Copper is a rock that's instead of being sort of this rustish that we get granite from, or the silvery chunks that give us iron. In fact, that should be iron, right? Because that's the color of rust. We're looking for blue, which is natural copper rocks. Like that. And that's like copper sulfite crystals, I guess. That sounded like another very close spice bloom. Or spice blow. Hey, that's better. When I hit you with my zwooby thing, you're supposed to go kaboom.
Sector weather alert. A large sandstorm is approaching.
Time to go home. In a hurry. I may actually have to duck into the station instead. If you die, generally, you res at a nearby point or a point of your choice. If you die to the worm, or if you die to the sandstorm, all of the stuff you're wearing is lost. This would be bad. I don't want to, hasten to judgment, but I just don't think that would be cool. So, there is a safe cover at the station. You can park your vehicle right here, as it appears everyone and their mom has done. We are now in an enclosed space. You can see that on the left, just above the water gauges. And here comes the storm. Where is it? Oops. Flashbang. That's the storm coming in. As it should be 200 meters to the north. Yeah, so it's like right around here is the heart of the storm, so to speak. You can see it blowing. There it is. I'm going to AFK for a sec and refill my cup because it runneth under. Now for ironic Independence Day and American classic, a root beer float. I'm back. Storm is 4,000 meters away, which means it should be gone. It is. We got some copper. I would like some more copper, but I don't want to retrace my path. So it'll do, I suppose. Honey, I'm home. Copper 19. Don't know if that'll be enough to make the stuff we want to be making. Did not do that well. This can go in here, I can go in there. Yeah, we want finished goods in there. And the raw materials in there. Right? Right. Finished goods here. And then this is some of the, these are the gathered crafting mats that you get from encounters and stuff out in the world. I have to build the repair station. Do I have mats for that yet? No, we need 13 more iron ingots. We've got the mats, plenty of them. 40, that'll take 1,000 of our 4,500 water. We'll make 40. Let's see. Okay, we're done with the blood, which does sound a little bit unpleasant, granted. All right, our water capacity is near capacity. We have enough. We do have enough for our second water cistern. There we go. Almost doubling our water storage capacity. Very nice. That's the recycler, which we just made. That's the repair station. We need 7 more iron to make that. Repairs and salvage upstairs, because we don't use those very often. We rotate it. We have enough. No, we don't. Not yet. 4 more. Hi, how you doing? I've had a lot of fake root beer floats over the last 20 years. And by fake, I mean root beer, vanilla vodka, and a splash of cream. This is root beer, vanilla vodka, and a scoop of ice cream. We need 1 more. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I have faith in you. Here it comes. And crowd goes wild. I need to repair an item. Let's see what. The improvised blood extractor. Sure. Small blood sac. Got a couple of those. I need to make a new suspensor belt. That's. The rest of the stuff is okay. We definitely need to make a new suspensor belt. Do I have the materials so I can make the Emperor's wings? That must be here, I think. Yeah, Emperor's wings. I don't have the particle caps. I need 6 more or 3 more particle capacitors. So how about a regular? Should be there. Passive suspensor belt. I need more copper. Did the copper finish? It did. But I think it was counting that. It was. So we need more copper. So out I go again. Over there is a Harkonnen base, but it's one I can go to whether I'm Harkonnen or an Atreides. The Harkonnen base is quite easy to get to. The Atreides base, on the other hand, is probably 45 minutes of time working my way over to it because it's in such a remote location. We would like more copper, please. That guy's got a wind trap. Looking for more copper, please. Anybody, copper. Nope, that is iron. That is more iron and more iron. We'll pull over and grab some iron over here. One of the things I like about the gathering mechanic, which you see right there, is it's twofold. It's immersive, but it also prevents botting. Because it has an interactive element. Bots can't do that. I mean, oop, hey, yay, blue, copper. I mean, you could train one in time. Will it be enough copper? We'll see. I feel a sneeze lurking, of all things. Here in July. Sneeze like it's cold. No, it's not cold. I can feel it lurking, wandering around inside my sinuses, trying to find a way out. I appreciate that this person's efforts to allow other players to go through their buildings. There are people who have been intentionally blocking. I can't say if this person's intentionally blocking or not, but they're sure as hell blocking avenues of ingress and egress, shall we say. And I'm planning on making a path. Mine, if I can. Not that I expect many people use this access. That's come on. More copper. Another 17. Don't know if that's enough. No idea. Purifier is currently running on empty. Wow. Can't have that when we've got blood donors in our area. Unwilling. Yes. Donors nonetheless. I mean, nobody's really going to know that the donors died screaming, right? Thought I heard somebody else. Ooh. Well, I mean, there's an opening there, and I'm just gathering blood, so I didn't think so, right? But we will grab the little bits and pieces out of there. We will also see it's nighttime again, even though this is considered to be a poor dew harvesting time. You can see on display in the upper right, you've got the little half circle with segments. You can tell day or night there, but it also tells you the ideal time where the little pie segments will have some blue in them, up to one that's light blue, which is the perfect ideal gathering time. Wow, that looks like it should have it, but doesn't. Go ahead and turn off the shield because Shai Halud, not a fan. And we try not to piss Big Daddy off too much, you know. Not a bunch of blood, but you know. Alright, what else we got? I was making something next. Wasn't the power pack. That's the passive suspensor belt. I have got the mats barely for that, but I need it. I'd rather make the Emperor's wings, but I don't have the particle caps for it. So we'll take this one. And we'll deconstruct the old. get one particle cap back from that, so I would have used 2. What else do we have? We currently have 24 intel. We can use that for, that's used for unlocking recipes. Blood extractor Mark II and the medium blood sac. That's a lot more water between the two of them. I don't have the EMF generator, so no reason to unlock that yet. We did the standard Karpov. I would like the Kirab Scout armor. What's that going to take? We're going to need a lot of plasteel microflora fibers for that, and iron ingots. But we do want that. The Kirab still suit as well. We're going to need more micro sandwich fabric for that. Maybe not. Yeah, we will. 15, 21, maybe not. 27, 35. 9, 15, 23, 41. We need 14 more iron ingots. And we will make an improvement to our still suit. That's a significant gain. This is a big part of the gameplay loop, is reaching a new area, gathering materials, making the next tier of gear for yourself, so you're better equipped to deal with the baddies. I'm going to yawn. Pardon me. Sorry, not your fault. All right, how about in skills? So currently open, we have, that's something we can do. So we can start the quest to learn the Bene Gesserit skills. So what we're going to do, so we're going to deposit the water we're carrying. Open the door, pal. We're gonna fill up our leader Johns. Or is that leader's John? Still considered a poor dew harvest time. You can see the blue wedges in the display up there. Those are better times. This will do for now, because I'm about to drive away. We're about 2 liters now. And there we go. 2.5. Hold up most of this water into the cisterns. Now, and we're going to start the quest line for the Bene Gesserit skills. There are 4 classes to initially choose from. If you don't choose Trooper, I recommend you don't choose Trooper. You get Trooper very early on, so I think you should take Bene Gesserit, Mentat, or Swordmaster. You also get Planetologist unlocked pretty early. So those are the 5 skill trees you can learn. I meant to do that. I was pulling a trick. I think we have carbon over here. We're going to need that to make steel, which is the next tier of stuff. We've got a lot of iron stuff to make. But if we can make a few items in steel, let's say weapons. Not effective for mining. My current cutter is good ray. My cutter ray isn't good enough. That's what I forgot. Anyway, we're heading over here to start the quest to open the Bene Gesserit tree. As I said, Trooper is very easy to get, so don't start Trooper. Planetologist is an additional one, so that doesn't really even count. Sort of. What? Oh. So annoying. Can't use your abilities in certain places. There are basically 2 zone types. Make it 3? Probably 3, I guess. This is, up at the top, Canley Limited Warfare. This is PvE. But you have access to all your skills and stuff. There are sort of these no combat zones. And then there's the War of Assassins areas, which are PvP areas. So it's PvE, which is Canley, honorable combat. PvP, War of Assassins, anything goes. And then sort of safe areas where no skills are even allowed to be used. And you see we still have our skills now at the bottom, but pretty soon they are going to be locked out right there. But because I've done this before, the Bene Gesserit trainer's over here. No, sorry, Mentat. Mentat. Bene Gesserit, entirely different place. They have no contracts. Mentat, my dad.
You seem fit enough. But don't take that as a compliment. My standards are low. Care to train in the ways of the Mentat?
I want to train.
Before I can teach you, I must know that you are capable. I have tasks for you that are exceedingly simple, yet necessary.
Well, I am exceedingly simple, yet necessary. Wait, I don't think I wanted to say that. Locate the cache of stolen goods outside Mirzabah? Is that the one she just gave me? I don't think so. Could be down here. Mentat Basics. 100 plant fiber and 40 iron ore. Okay, well, that's doable. Lock that in place. The questing system in the game is terrible. Yet another piece of awfulness the PC players have to suck up because it's the console designs are the overriding priority, despite the fact that we're paying for the development of the game. Ooh, can I get some more? I can. Still considered to be a poor dew harvest time. Oh, we're almost at the end of the dew harvesting period, that's why. Still, we got about a liter. Like I said, every little bit matters. That is a Sardaukar ship. They come out at night, and they cast their light beams about, and if they catch it in it, they'll freeze you for like 15 seconds, and then they'll drop a whole bunch of mercenaries and try and kill you. Now this gives out a good amount of salvaged metal, which I don't really need, and Holtzman actuators, which eventually I will need. So I want to grab the Holtzman actuators out of this. This is the kind of stuff I find a lot of fun, actually. I mean, not the actual gathering of stuff, but the fact that, you can run into a wrecked ornithopter and actually get some useful materials out of it. There we go. That's everything out of it. I wish it had more variety of stuff like that. Like, a lot more. Different kinds of... I mean, there are a few different kinds of things you can find like that. But it's certainly possible that if they, quadrupled it... Ooh, I'm low on fuel. I would just want more of the same. Let's refuel. There we go. We're now refueled. We still have a half of our medium fuel cell remaining. Where is he? I hear him. Come on. Can't fool me. Come on, Shy. Don't be shy, Halud. Oh, more copper. Very nice. We're a little bit low on copper. Given the fact that everything is freaking desert, I think they've made a really terrific looking game. Even though everything is desert. Alright, so I can get over that far, huh? And we definitely want to leave this open for other people to pass through. I was hoping I'd be able to make it across, but I didn't set it up in such a way that that was possible. I have failed you and feel shame. Not much shame, a little shame. Very small amount of shame. There's the 66 Holtzman actuators. I did get a little bit of carbon ore. It was on the ground. Let's see. All right. I believe we should now have stuff we need to make the Curab still suit. Double check. 8, 14, 35 by 1. We have enough micro sandwich fiber. Got plant fiber. We've got iron. We can make a better still suit. So, for instance, let's go with the chest. They both have 500 catch pocket size. I assume that's 500 milliliters, half a liter. 43 armor and 0.5 heat protection. Current one. 28 versus 45, 0.3 versus 0.5 heat protection. So, better stuff. More armor, better heat protection, same catch pocket size. And what this will allow us to do is we'll be able to deconstruct the Kurab scout boots, because those are looted anyway, and drop off. Nope, not yet. Sorry, that's the armor. That's not the still suit. I always get it wrong. I always hit the wrong button. Oh, no, we want to drink. Yeah, we want to drink everything out of the catch pockets on the still suit we're removing. We want to hold on to that as a backup, because if we die, we lose all our gear. Well, if we get eaten by the worm or a sandstorm, we lose everything. So having a backup so that you can then, work your way back into getting all the stuff you used to have, probably a good idea. All right, we're now wearing it. Not bad looking. Let's see what our options are, though, for customization. Right, that, I don't like the Sardaukar battle mask. I don't think it's me. The 2021 suit or the scavenger, I kind of actually like that one better, I think. What do we have in the way of swatches? That's not much of a color change. Like that. Like that. Let's see what the sunset looks like on this piece and the other pieces. Yeah, I like that. Dark and scary. Sort of. Maybe not really. We're going to need 100 of that. And I think it was 40 ore was the other part. $40 iron ore. Granite. Move the granite there. 40 iron ore. Well, I'm going to turn that in. They've done I think, a terrific job with the look and the feel of the game. It just feels quite Dune. Even places like the Haga Rift, which is sort of a big, deep canyon with multiple layers and stuff. It's dark all the time. It still feels right for the setting. At least to me. Moment's shade, I'll take advantage of that. One of the advantages to being able to get the trooper early, and I think the reason they did it, was to give everyone access to the Shigarwire Claw, the grappling hook skill, because it's just so fucking useful. Without it, the game would be way, way more challenging and not in a good way. That makes sense. Nope, there's still nothing. I figured I'd check. Here's your stuff.
Back again.
I brought the items you need. Here's your 100 and your 40.
Here, you know what to do.
Plant the poison in somebody's food and or beverage. That's Chalmus and Chalmurky. One of them, I can't keep it straight. One of them is poison in the food, and the other is poison in the drink. All part of the Assassin's Handbook questline that we get later on. But then we have a war of assassins going on. Canley is war by the rules, or assassin is war by any means. Is that more copper? Did the copper respawn? And I drive like I'm drunk. I'm not yet. Give me a couple hours. Well, I'm... Oh, I thought that was granite. I assumed it would be useful because I was taking it for granted. What? Shy Halud, wandering around making noise. I'm sorry. That rock jumped out in front of me. It's not my fault. Click. And we do have more copper now. That's nice. No reason not to make all the copper we've got available. Because it doesn't take any water, so we don't need to... Hey there. We don't need to husband it, so to speak. We'll put in a little bit more water in there. Yeah, that ought to do. Good. We've got all the blood taken out. Alright, the Curab stuff we're missing, plasteel microflora fibers. Curab armor. Make like one piece of it, but that's not really worth it to my mind. Alright, nothing. The crafting, the UI. The UI is my biggest complaint about the game. It's just dreadful. It's a piece of console/controller crap. No text search. Your inventory, you can't protect items. In any real game, you'd have a way of locking them in place so you don't accidentally sell or salvage them. You don't get that. It doesn't look like it. Looks like the scout stuff is the next important bit. The scout armor. Yeah, none of those are particularly important. The larger chest is. Once I have plenty of iron, I want the larger chest. The Cutter Ray Mark II. I need more EMF generators and more particle caps for the power pack Mark II. Our yawn coming. I'm an old man, you know. It's been such a rough day, what, with me having to get up. Yeah, that was the hardest thing I've done all day, really. Well, I think I'm going to call it here for my 4th of July / Independence Day stream. I want to thank you guys, as always, for hanging out very much. I do appreciate it. Probably not back tomorrow, probably back on the 6th at the usual time of 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. Probably with more of this, but I'm not positive. I mean, I'm still enjoying the game, but my inertia within the game is decreasing. So I'm going to keep playing. How much I'm going to keep playing, how much on stream, I'm not sure. I really enjoy the game. Even if I were to stop today, I know I'd be coming back with the content drops that are scheduled in over the next, I think, 9 months. Because I've already bought them. If you enjoy crafting survival games, give it a look. It's a really good one. And the narrative stuff is really solid. And that doesn't surprise me. Funcom has done a great job with storytelling in the Secret World and Secret World Legends. Storytelling is absolutely first rate. They have really solid people there, and they've done good work here. They've done a great job in representing, Arrakis, I think. But that's going to do it for me this evening. Again, thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you'll see me soon. I hope the rest of you are 4th of July or possibly 5th of July. And what the hell? I'm feeling generous. I hope you're 6th of July too. Are great. Take care.